In this video, I'm going to walk you around Ionic's Zero reach and watch system. I'm going to explain some of the features and benefits and show you how to operate it and show you how quick and easy it is to fill. The Zero is Ionic's flagship top-of-the-range model, and for good reason. The Zero looks fantastic, and it combines the best water purification with easy-to-use automation. Zero produces ultra-pure 0 parts per billion water. That's right, the water produced by this machine is 1,000 times purer than water produced by any other brand. 0 parts per billion is the gold standard in water treatment, used in laboratories and in the nuclear power industry. 0 parts per billion is absolute zero. When used for window cleaning, the power of 0 parts per billion makes a visible difference, not only for the dirtiest windows, but for all windows. To gain good results with 0 parts per million water, the cleaning technique must be just right, with the best results achieved after 2 to 3 cleans. With 0 parts per billion water, the cleaning results are assured even with a less than perfect technique. Typically, systems that produce 0 parts per million water deal only with dissolved solids in the water. Ionic's Zero has a number of additional filtration steps that include a certain spectrum of UV to deal with organics in the water. By introducing ozone, the redox of the water is changed and organic matter and bacteria in the water bind together so as to become larger for easier removal. There are 2 principal benefits. Firstly, bacteria such as Legionella are completely eliminated. And secondly, biofilm is inhibited from forming on the RO membrane, maintaining day 1 performance, considerably extending RO life. Dealing with organics reduces running costs, maintains RO performance, guarantees water quality, and eliminates the risk of Legionella. Other than the professional and purposeful look, which clearly screams quality, what I love about the Zero is it's so simple to operate. A machine like this sends the message loud and clear that you are a dedicated professional, and it's so easy to use. The control panel is angled and positioned at the top here for comfortable reach in the van. You'll find all the controls and other things that require easy access mounted up here. With auto flush, perpetual DI, ROMs and Thermopure, Zero is packed with performance boosting features. And this model has a powered boost pump for rapid tank filling. There are 2 12-volt 100 psi pumps for controlled pure water delivery, and they're mounted behind the panelling where they're protected from water ingress. These are the latest waterproof designs and can be remotely controlled, as well as controlled on and off, as well as flow rate directly from the control panel. Adjacent to the control panel at floor level is the large capacity battery and smart charger. Each circuit is fuse protected and the fuses are easily accessed up here on the control panel. Zero comes with the perfect baffle tank system. For further information, see the video in the link. There's a convenient sight gauge and quick fill cap, and a tank vent and float switch to shut the machine down once the tank is full. All Zero machines fitted by Ionic come with an FMV SS208 crash test certificate as standard. Ask your dealer for more information. On this machine, auto flush is activated at the beginning of each fill when standing water in the filters is flushed to drain. Then for 2 minutes at hourly intervals, the RO filter flushes automatically as part of a self-cleaning process. Perhaps the best feature of this machine is ROMs, unique to Ionic Systems. ROMs, or reverse osmosis maintenance system, automatically replaces unfiltered tap water in the RO with pure RO and DI water drawn from the tank. Leaving the RO to bathe in pure water between fills is the best way to keep it from fouling. Bear in mind that replacement RO filters are expensive. By maintaining the RO in an as-new condition, not only is excellent water quality maintained, but RO and DI running costs are significantly reduced. The Zero has a super simple automated fill procedure. But first, let's talk about these filters and explain exactly when to change them. The first here is a 1 micron sediment filter that traps particulates larger than 1 micron. These perform significantly better than 5 micron filters and protect the RO from premature fouling. These filters are inexpensive and should be changed roughly every 6 months. The second is a carbon filter. Ionic carbon filters use the highest grade dustless coconut husk carbon with a significantly higher capacity to remove chlorine than off-the-shelf drinking water carbon filters used by others. Refer to the user manual for replacement intervals specified in your area. The third is the UV sterilizer, where the ozone-introducing spectrum UV lamp exposes the water flow to intense ultraviolet light inside a high-polished stainless steel housing. Turbulence is introduced to the flow to ensure all bacteria is exposed to the light to ensure a 100% kill rate. Back down here, the fourth filter is also a sediment filter, and this is placed after the UV filter as its job is to primarily remove ozone but also to trap the bound organics. The fifth and sixth are RO filters, and they do most of the work by mechanically filtering up to 99% of dissolved solids in tap water and then just flushing them to drain. The remaining permeate RO water is passed through the seventh deionizing filter to achieve superior water quality. But this machine also features a recirculation system for the water to make multiple passes through the eighth NGDI, the nuclear grade deionizing filter, to bring the water to 0 parts per billion quality. For optimum performance, the DI filter should be replaced when you read 1 parts per million or so, seen on the built-in TDS monitor. Now let's go and see the Zero in a van and see how simple it is to connect the Zero to water electricity for easy filling and production of ultra pure water. So here we are with a Zero installed into a van. This is exactly the same system that we've just been looking at. Apart from this, has 2 high pressure stainless steel housings for the RO membranes, and these are the standard plastic housings for the other filters. Well, the first thing that strikes you when this is installed into a van, considering this is the highest specification, is just how little floor space is taken up. There's plenty of room here and round the back for other things that you might need for personal or work use. And considering this is the highest specification, this is a lot of space. So to get started on the fill procedure, it's always better to connect the water supply first. I'm in a hard water area here, so I'm going to use one of Ionic's inline water softeners to remove harmful calcium that may otherwise foul up the RO membrane. There's more information about water softeners in the link, and there are maps on the website so you can see whether you're in a hard water or a soft water area in your country. If you're lucky enough to be in a soft water area, then there's no need to use a water softener. With the mains water connected, add a length of hose to the reject water connection and run it to a nearby drain. Ensure that none of the hoses are kinked and that the water supply is not interrupted during this fill process. Next, you can connect up the mains electric supply. Use an RCD protected supply for this. Always route cables and hoses so there's not a trip hazard. With both of those connections made, you can simply press the fill switch. The system automatically undertakes system purging, system flushing, tank filling, polishing, and system regeneration. The DI recirculation system operates automatically when the tank is full, and all other functions are automatic, and the filling process will also stop on its own when the tank is full. Depending on the pressure and the temperature of the incoming water supply, this 600 litre tank can be filled from empty in less than 2 hours. When the tank is full, the water supply can be disconnected, and it's wise to leave the electricity supply connected for a little bit longer, but only when a large capacity battery and charger have been selected from the options list. Here's a guide on how to set the pump controllers on the latest Zero. Switching it on, the red button, you can set the flow on each pump. There's 2 pumps here. If you want to calibrate it, 2 together for calibration, set what you need. We set it at 99 out of the factory, enter. And for fill on the Zero, there's a separate button, Start for Fill, which will start the fill process. And to stop it, if you need to at any point, it will automatically stop when it's full. But if you need to stop it, the reset button and the red button again for off. And that's it. Here's a guide on how to change the ppm deionizing filters on this, the Zero, and on the V4. First of all, we need to deconnect the hoses using a tool like this, just with the John Guest fittings. They come off nice and easily. There we go, that's loose there now. On the Zero, nice and easy, it comes out like this. And then we need to take off this ring first of all. If you've got a tool like this or a screwdriver, you can take the end here and this ring comes away. Don't need the tool for now. Put that to one side. And then we need to take off this cap. Use your thumbs to pull it to one side and that comes off. There's grease around here. Make sure that grease goes back on when it goes back on, but don't get it everywhere. And then here's the filter inside. This just comes loose like this. This is actually a pretty new filter here. I'm just using it for demonstration purposes, but this is what a filter might look like when it's used, a little bit lower down. Replacing it is exactly the same. Pop the filter back in, all the way to the bottom. Pop the cap on there. On the plastic ones here, we've got a little arrow that needs to line up with the arrow on the side. Line that up. Click that down into place. And pop this back in. This goes back in the reverse way to the way it came out, like that. And we're good to go. Back in the machine. Remembering to connect the top fitting. And importantly, there on the bottom. Here's a quick guide on how to run a salt backwash through an inline water softener. For the service interval for your product, refer to your user manual. First of all, we need to put some salt in this canister here. Now we need to fill this up about halfway full. That'll be a few scoops on there, that will just about do that. And then put the top on and we need to connect it up as labelled. There's an in and an out, so I'm going to run some fresh water into in and then out of there into the water softener. So it's important to do this the right way. When we're softening water using the inline water softener, we follow the green arrow, and when we're regenerating, we're following the red arrow. So now we're regenerating, so we're going to connect this up here. We just need to run a hose out to the drain. We can switch the water on. Now we need to run this for the time it takes for all of that salt to disappear, and then 1 to 2 minutes afterwards.